Hi, Nick. I'm here with Michelle Ang. Of course, you portray Omega on The Bad Batch.
That's right, yeah.
First off, how has it been being a part of the Star Wars family now?
And when you say now, I know I'm a couple of years deep, but I still honestly feel like, especially when I get to come to conventions like this, it's a real pinch me moment. It's such a big family, and it's such a privilege to be a part of. But just the way that it was made, because I was doing it remote and in New Zealand, and our cast of just me and Dee Bradley, it felt so small and intimate. It just kind of blows my mind that I get to be a part of this much bigger family, and it still feels like a real kind of amazing moment.
Fans love The Bad Batch, and it was an absolute success in my opinion. And Omega was such an interesting character because there was so much mystery behind where they were taking Omega. Originally. How did you approach that in the beginning, especially the first couple seasons?
Well, I mean, for myself, the whole process of making The Bad Batch and making Omega the character was very much a process of discovery as well for me, because they didn't tell me the full arc when I first got the role. And I really just kind of got script to script, just as you guys would have watched it at home, episode to episode. So all the discoveries came right before I had to record. And so in that sense, it was kind of awesome because I never got too far ahead of the character. And I think part of what was maybe useful was that, it wasn't really clear. She had so much potential. So I didn't want to... I feel like the way that they recorded it meant that I didn't give away any spoilers in terms of my performance, and it was a really sort of truthful performance, if that makes sense.
Yes, and of course the Bad Batch is very much a family, and they become a family in that. And kind of every character has their place in that, Hunter being kind of like the father figure. Where do you think Omega fit in that family dynamic?
I mean, I think it's pretty clear by the time you get to season 3 that she is kind of like the older sister in a weird way. She's sort of the heart that binds everyone together and is the commonality to remind them that because of their differences, they don't have to be oppositional. I think that's kind of, for me, the most powerful thing. She's like the heart of the family, and that unconditional heart of you might muck up, people make mistakes, but at the very core of it, your family and the ability to forgive is actually just as powerful as the ability to do good outright.
There was a lot of mystery behind Omega in the beginning. Omega wears her heart on her sleeve, but there was what is Omega's purpose? There's that secret Star Wars thing.
Yes.
And a lot of people debated on what that would be over seasons, which is the great part about being a fan. When you found out what was special about Omega as far as, what the Empire needed Omega for, what was your reaction to that?
Well, to be honest, because I wasn't I didn't grow up with Star Wars, the whole M-count sort of query, I didn't really understand the depth of what that was. Again, Omega real time, I was like, oh, okay, this is something that's important. She's been sought after by all these different people. She's obviously sort of special or important to the Emperor in some way. So again, I never got too far ahead of myself. I guess for me, it was kind of the little arc that where Ventress comes in and sort of tests her for any special force abilities. That was kind of an exciting and potentially sort of turning point for me about is this Omega as a clone with any sort of force sensitivities. But I'm actually really, really stoked that it turns out that she, quote unquote, didn't have anything, because I think for me, as someone who's not necessarily just all about the Jedi, I think it's really important that Omega is a powerful character despite not having that extra special ability. The whole sort of journey with her and the stabilizing nature of her blood. We didn't get to obviously see the final outcome of what happens with that in The Bad Batch, but it was nice to be a part of that much bigger storyline.
I love that it was unique, though, that it was a unique story and it wasn't just a retelling of other Star Wars things. Finally, Omega at the end there goes off to join the rebellion, and that gives a good opportunity to see Omega in the future. What would you love to see Omega do next?
Well, okay, so I have obviously, she says to Hunter, I'm gonna join the rebellion, and she gets into the Marauder, right? And we've got Tech's glasses on the dashboard, and she's obviously learned how to pilot it in a great way because Tech was a good teacher. But I was having a chat with a friend, and I thought, like, I think Star Wars, to your point, has had such a lot of amazing sort of characters who are like badass pilots, but Omega has all these skills that she's learned from the rest of her brothers. Like, wouldn't it be cool if she became, I don't know, like a ammunitions expert because of Wrecker's interests, or like an engineer, or like someone who was good at fixing things like Tech. Like, I would love, listen, don't get me wrong, I think being a pilot in Star Wars is pretty ultimate, but I also think that she's got the potential to like have these support skills that maybe aren't as like glorified necessarily in a hero or heroine, but are equally important. And it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool for Omega to like harness some of those skills.